end. If you're hungry, simply line up at the end. Come on, people, gather round. We got everything you want from all around. Cut the lettuce.
Cut the lettuce.
You got to heat the grill.
Heat the grill.
Yeah, toast the buns. My buns are very toasty.
All right.
Yeah, cook the patties.
Cook the patties.
Serve the drinks. Serve them. Come on.
Serve the drinks.
Hurry up.
Say alright.
All right. How is the voice to
What you gonna
music
do?
ratio? Sounding good?
I gotta
What's
believe.
going on? What's going on? All right. Got some good people in the chat here. What's up? All right. Hey, you gotta believe. I was just playing right bucket. All right, so how? Once again, music to voice. We sounding good? We sounding good? Music, it a bit too loud. Music's drowning me out. All right, all right. All right, let's try this out. Let's see. Yeah. Extra. Read all about it. So how we sound? How we sounding now? Will I archive the stream? Yeah. Are you high? Are you gay? That's better. Little too low. Still okay. I'm saying little too low and still a little too loud. Yeah. I know the flag's better. One guy said that's good. Listen, we're here to learn. One guy said perfect. All right, perfect sounds pretty good. Okay. Draw Joker from Persona 5. Well, maybe. We're here to learn animation. Am I gay? Carrie Bluga asks. Yeah, you are. Alright. So, I'm going to answer some of the questions from that Twitter thread in just a bit, but we're going to start with the basics. So, I am using software, Flash, CS4. That's the very basics. That's the first part. And now you'll see right here where you see my mouse. That's the FPS. That means frames per second. I have mine set to 24. Almost everything you see in like animation, whether it's like honestly most movies even animate, like animated movies animate in 24 FPS. They just use a lot of in-betweens. And like a higher FPS in animation isn't technically like better. It would just be more work. You can make an appealing cartoon or animation in 12 frames per second. But you know, 24 is kind of just like the standard. And honestly, it's funny, even at 24, you could argue that I'm still animating at 12 FPS because I'm mostly animating on 2s. And we're going to explain what that is. So right up here where you see this little bar up here, this is my frame. I'm going to change. Oh goodness, I'm so bad at editing the stupid fucking transform. I'm trying to edit the fucking Oh, that's okay. Wait. The cropping. Yeah. Okay. I want to uncrop this just a little bit. I normally have it cropped to protect personal information. All right, done. All right, cool. So now, you can see up here, there's the little numbers. So like, you know, first frame, 5th frame, 10th frame, 15th frame. But like, since this is one solid bar, that means it's just one drawing that's lasting for that many frames. So, you know, if I put this to here, this will last for a full second, because 24 frames is 1 second now. So what we're gonna do, we're gonna get rid of that. So now let's see. So we're gonna draw a little guy, right? Okay, so I'm drawing this guy all on one frame. I'm not even dividing it up between layers or anything. And now I'm going to right-click, insert blank frame. Now here he is. This one drawing lasts on frame 1 and 2. And now I'm going to turn on my onion skinning. This thing right here is onion skinning. It lets you see like a preview of the last frame. I'm going to draw like a keyframe, is what they're called. I'm going to draw his next pose. So I just want to draw him, and if you click the frame, you can select the whole drawing. I want to draw him like smushing down. He's going to be doing like some crazy bobbing shit. Alright, so right now, he's going fucking insane. He's like a madman. So now I'm gonna select the previous frame. I want some in-betweens, so I'm gonna hit F5. F5 expands a frame. It's a shortcut. I could right-click it and hit Insert Frame. So now the first drawing's 3 frames long, but I'm gonna hit F5, give myself some frames. So I'm gonna select the frame right after the first one, and I'm gonna extend my onion skin so I can see the second pose. I'm gonna draw him sort of going down a little bit.
Much love to you too, Sensei.
So, you know, draw his eyes a little lower than they were. Draw the mouth a little lower than it was. Draw the hand coming out, because the hand has to extend to this pose. You know, start to draw his knees bending a little bit. Once again, this hand is also coming out to the next pose. Now I'm gonna do just one frame. I'm gonna get rid of these 2. So now there's one frame. Yeah, this will be saved. So now this is a smear frame. I just want to get him down to that next pose. Alright, so we just want to get him to that pose. So like, just fuck it, we're getting him there. No more smoothness, we're getting just the smear. Is this week 7? Or what is week 7? Get out of here, Cam. All right, so now he goes to the key pose, right? So that looks like that. It's almost there. It's looking kind of good, but it's missing something. And that's that, like, when he goes to the next pose, it's too static now. Like, there's so much movement going to that pose, but now he's just there. It looks more like a freeze frame than anything. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna cut this, convert to keyframes. Now we've divided this drawing into multiple frames. So I put a 2. I gave myself 2 frames right here. You know, it's one frame that lasts for 2 frames long. We're gonna delete that. We're gonna onion skin just this drawing here. And now we're gonna do it like he went past the pose a bit. and that comes before the pose. That's called snap posing. You might recognize it from a little something called Friday Night Funkin'. It's the ultimate animation trick, and you can use it for anything. So we want to draw everything a bit lower than it is and extending a bit outwards, because it's kind of like he's overshooting, and the overshoot is what will give it that snapping feeling. So there we go. There we go. Oh. There we go. Now he's gone into that next pose, and it looks you know, decent. And so, you know, we can cut off some of this excess here just so he stays in this pose for a bit, but it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. It's 5 drawings that last for 14 frames. The first pose is 2 frames. Another, you know, the second drawing that lasts another 2 frames. A third drawing that lasts 1 frame. And then the 2 final things. The key pose that lasts for a little bit so we can hold it, but the snap just before then that goes a bit lower. And so, you know, I'm using just another like quick stuff here. So to my right, I'm using the brush tool. I'm using the third, you know, level of thickness. I have pressure enabled, which pressure, you know, like if I'm tapping lightly, it's like this, but if I push down really hard, the line gets thicker. Over to the side here, I have my smoothing set to 41. Now, if I were to set my smoothing to something crazy like 70, my drawings would be very smoothed out. They'd kind of lose a lot of their like details because the program is like auto smoothing the shit out of it. See, it's like it's almost way too smooth. Even I think the default 50 smoothing is too much, but I go to 41. I think 41 will like fix the errors, but generally sort of like keep, you know, your human imperfections that give it personality like intact. And I like that. If you really, really want to, you know, sometimes certain cartoons, like my Smash cartoon, you know, I draw in like 31 or 25. Sometimes if I want to draw to look really funny, I'll lower the smoothing a lot. And that, like, see now, every time my hand even jitters a little bit, you can see like the jitters in the lines because it's not like auto smoothing it. And I think that, you know, that can be pretty charming. It all depends on like what you feel like. Really quick, we have a donation from Psychedelic Samurai. He donated $2 and said, on my lunch break, but I'll check out the VOD later. Thanks for the tutorial though. What a nice thing to say. Alright, so I'm gonna delete some of this mess to the side, set my smoothing back to 41. Select my brush tool, smoothing comes up in the properties to the side, 41. Somebody asked where to donate. If you scroll down below the video, there should be a donate button. Alright, so back to this guy. He squishes down, that's awesome. But there's gotta be more for him in life. Will this be on YouTube? I can put it on YouTube, maybe. So now we're gonna make this a loop, because right now if you were to watch this, you go to Control Test Scene. He just kind of like he smushes down and then he's back at the beginning, you know. We want this to be like a loop. So he smushes down. Okay, so here we have. I'm gonna make insert blank keyframe. I'm gonna go to this drawing, I've clicked on the frame so the whole drawing's selected. Right click, copy, paste in place. That's very important. If you just paste it, it's not going to be accurate to where it was. You want to do paste in place, so now it's exactly where he was before. Now we're going to sort of animate him going back to this pose. So that way it can kind of loop. So he goes down, he's a little psychopath. And then we're gonna have him go back up. You know, like kind of the same way we made him go down in the first place. You know, he's gonna move a little bit to like go up. We're even gonna do, his hand is going down further than it was to begin with. His legs are going up because his legs are pushing up, but like a real human, you know, like your arms kind of like follow. So his hands actually aren't going to go straight up. That would look bad. His hands we're going to do going down. But the rest of his body's going up. His body is like pushing with momentum, and his arms are lagging behind. We'll give that another 2. Actually, wait. Oh yeah. So we'll do a smear this one. So this will just be. So we'll do another smear where he goes back up. We'll go over like sort of resources you can use to learn even beyond this stream in just a little bit too. Trim to trim, shave to shave. Trim to cut, shave the trim. Oh fuck, I fucked it up. Alright, so now once again we're going to do another overshoot. And so beforehand, we made him get like fatter going down, but this time since he's going into a more narrow pose, we're going to do him getting like slimmer as he comes back up. Because there's like these rules of animation of like stretch and squash. I'm just totally botched the pronunciation of that. But anyway, yeah, so like the arms go up and they come in. I mean, yeah. We're gonna go over symbols in a bit too, because that's I think a really big part of all this. All right, so like his little crotch line, you know, it's above the legs, kind of are like coming in a bit because it's the overshoot for coming up. You know, his arms are closer to his side because they were previously farther. And there you go. And now if we were to control, test scene. Yeah, look at this bitch. He's dancing to Parappa music. Oh yeah, he's grooving. So let's see, this pose lasts 4 frames. So we'll make this one last 4 frames, and this actually should look pretty, this should look halfway decent. Yeah, there we go, this bitch grooving. What the fuck, boy? This bitch on some other shit, man. What the fuck, man?
Watch out for those flying noodles, because if you don't do well here, all you get to eat are noodles.
Oh yeah. He's dancing to Food Court from Parappa 2. Yeah, so like there's a lot more that we can do with like animation techniques to make this look way better, but like honestly, I think when it comes to making something serviceable, I mean, I'd already say that like this is kind of advanced. I know that like if any of you are out there actually trying to keep up, I know this might be a little difficult. So I'm trying to keep it somewhat simple, even though I am going a little bit beyond. We're gonna read donations real quick. Alright. I know I missed. I'm already missing the donations. Alright, where are we? Okay. Phil's Phil's Pills said, love your work on this game and in animation. I had a question though. During animation, how do you deal with XML file issues? Do you manually edit it until it works, or is there a technique in Flash that helps remedy it? So I think XML file issues, I think he's talking about the sprite sheets, if I'm not wrong. And when it comes to the sprite sheets, that is specifically Adobe Animate that converts the symbols to sprite sheets. So if you have Adobe Animate through the Creative Cloud subscription, that horrible cancer subscription, you know, we'll go over that in just a bit too. But it's funny, maybe Cam should do a stream on that one day, because converting the symbols to sprite sheets is like really more his deal. We have another donation to read real quick. Largo donated $5. Said, working on my Funkin' Jam entry right now, especially struggling with backgrounds. Any tips? Keep up the good shit, my guy. Honestly, backgrounds, I seriously recommend just like, so we'd have to fill this guy in, like the background's gonna show up through this guy. For a background, I don't know if anybody's seen the what is it called? Disorderly Conduct cartoon I did on the Newgrounds YouTube. But like, this is what Eagle Raptor used to do. It's just like you can just kind of like fill in like colors and like make shapes, and you know, it'll actually work. You can just do like really limited animation, or not animation, oops, really limited like art style, and it can work out sometimes. And then you can slowly add more detail as like things move forward if you really want to. There he has like a little ceiling fan, even though that doesn't look the world's greatest.
That a boy, Parappa. That was my boy.
You can see it through his body.
I'm proud of you too.
So here, this is just pink and like peachy orange. We're dipping more into like art tutorial now, but that little slippery thing tastes so good all the time.
Stay with me now. Here we go. In parentheses, let me stress the fact clearly. No matter what the deal, I crave for this dearly. The so-called noodles that you find in spaghetti are sweeter than idols, do damage like machetes. Without a doubt, I got the flow coming at July. Bring the place alive every single day I try. With the thought comes my direct action.
There is a lot of spam. Sorry about that for anybody trying to ask questions. I mean, like, it may seem crude, but I mean, like, yeah, here's a background. I mean, honestly, when it comes to animation, like, you know, the emphasis is on like the moving characters. You know, you can just get away with a lot of shit. Bam, background. And then, you know, you'd fill in the guy whatever color you want. So, drawing wise, I am using, we're going to go over this again. We're probably going to have to say this a lot during the stream. So Flash, CS4 for the software. Tablet, currently, Cintiq 16. Now normally I'm animating on a Cintiq 13, but Cintiq 16s, they're cheaper, they work well, you know, they're good. I mean, honestly, they work fine. I don't notice too much of a difference. There is something about the 13 that I do just kind of like better, but you know, the Cintiq 16, it works just fine. Opinions on tablets without screen? Yeah, great question. So, don't ever call me fucking dumb ever again. Uh-oh. Oh no. Oh no, Peter Neater, you are fucking. So, for years and years, I used what's called a bamboo pen. And you know, the bamboo pen, it's pimpin'. Like when I was young, the bamboo pen cost like $50. I don't think they sell that anymore. There's like a new version of it, and of course there's like Intuos and shit like that. I made, if anybody's seen like the Smash cartoon I made, or like my Dragon Ball Z cartoon, pretty much any of my stuff before like the past 2 years, like you know, like I made all that stuff on a bamboo pen. I made all that stuff on, you know, a screenless tablet. I would just draw with my hand on the tablet, like looking at the you know, screen I was drawing on. Yeah, CS4 does still exist. Have I tried Procreate on iPad? I mean, you can't really animating with that. You're kind of up shit creek. You can't put in sounds or anything. But like, you know, I've used Procreate. I like to use that for illustrations, and like Procreate's kind of like taken over as like my Photoshop a little bit now, and oh goodness, I'm reading some of these questions. My mind's getting a little afraid. Phantom Arcade, how old are you? Well, just in case you need to know, to steal my identity and rob me blind, I'm 26. Tablets of the screen are really good to start out with. I mean, yeah, because like Cintiqs are, you know, in the hundreds to thousands. So I definitely recommend starting like with just a regular ass bamboo. Man, I was answering another question, but then I got fucking distracted. God damn it. So for any sounds that you're not comfortable putting into Flash, and honestly at this point, I normally don't even, I make all my audio in Audacity. I put it into Flash to like animate and lip sync to it. But honestly, like at this point, I kind of do like a lot of audio stuff in post. Like a lot of the non-main audio stuff I do in Adobe Premiere at this point, but that's getting a little advanced. Can I save this as a video so you can watch it later? Of course. How do you put audio to animate over it? I think we'll cover that another time. I think we're going to get too far ahead of ourselves if we start worrying about that. Right now we're going to kind of worry about the basics here. And we're already kind of covering the basics. We've already kind of gone over how to make this guy dance in his little living room now. This dude's just watching Parappa on the TV, just going fucking crazy.
Good job, Parappa. You can go on to the next stage now.
And we are gonna answer Twitter questions, though. We're getting a lot of the Twitter questions in here. Favorite coffee brand? Not really animation, but Death Wish Coffee. I love Death Wish Coffee. I heard about it because of Sleepycast, and goddamn do I like it. And I've spent probably like close to thousands of dollars on that shit at this point, because I've been drinking it for a long time. How do you make a, somebody asked, how do you make a convincing smear frame? Well, I mean, there we go. We've done it. Like, a smear frame doesn't come out of nowhere. A smear frame does, it's, you know, it's leading to the next pose. So like here on this third frame, which is, you know, actually the fifth due to how we've spaced it out, but on the third drawing here, you know, we kind of have that. He's looking wacky. He's not looking so good. If he looked like this all the time, people would be concerned for this man. But, you know, that's just, you know, you're sort of trying to catch that, like, human trick of something moving fast in your, like, vision. And it works. It gives him, like, this air of speed. So, you know, like, he's standing. He has one frame that's, like, him getting ready. And then yoink, you know, he's zooming down. And then he, because he zoomed, he smushes down. And he has the overshoot. And then, you know, same exact rules for him coming up. He moves up a little bit, starts smearing, and then he's there, and he clicks into place pretty much. Man, the spam is pretty bad. I'm gonna start blocking Pete. If I read a comment that makes my brain stop working, I'm just gonna block you, or like temp mute you or something. I'm like looking at the chat and like my brain is shutting down. What? Forgot to close the door. You forgot to close the door. Alright, tips for doing in-betweens is something that was asked in the Twitter. Alright, one guy, I'm Uchiha, he's spamming the funny face. I'm sorry, man. We're not doing funny faces right now. Solds Dune said, see ya, funny man. See ya, bro. Like I said, I've taught myself exclusively animation on Photoshop, and I'm pretty well versed in it now. But I know that Photoshop isn't really worth it for me to look into Flash or other I could just stick to... You could stick to Photoshop. You're going to have a tough life. Have you ever thought of trying out fucking mobile? Yeah, I have. I would really recommend moving to Flash. I don't recommend Toon Boom, but I'd say really just anything other than Photoshop. What is next? A good ass fucking question. I'm gonna try and answer a couple more of these Twitter questions. One guy asked, you know, Seep asked about in-betweens. We kind of handled that a little bit. We're gonna handle that some more. Convincing smear frame. We got that. One guy said, does it really depend on the person how fast they learn Flash? You know, I mean, a little bit. 'Cause, you know, when learning anything, it's kind of up to you, like, how interested you are in learning, how much experience you've had prior, if you know, like, a lot about, like, drawing or anything. Those things are going to determine something, so I would say that, you know, that depends on the person. One guy said, GF merch, please. Well, that's not related to animation, but hey, we got you covered. What do I use to draw? Animate, we covered that. It's on the screen right now. What animation style do you recommend to beginners? That's what we're gonna do right fucking now. Okay. Alright, so we're gonna just hide this. If you click under the eyeball here, you can like hide all this shit. We're gonna lock the layers so we're not accidentally drawing on them. We're gonna do a new layer. Okay. So now what we were just doing with this guy, this would be called frame by frame animation. And it's kind of hard. It's not the easiest shit. So now what we're going to do, you know, I'm just going to leave this open. All right. So then, what I use. There we go. We'll curb that question, hopefully. So we're going to get rid of that guy. We're going to leave up that shit. Is this going to be on YouTube or Twitch VOD? Yeah, Twitch VOD. All right. We're going to learn about symbols right now. So we're going to draw this guy. Same kind of like stick figure guy. You should make new alerts. I have one for donations. But yeah, I should. Also, like, the alerts don't save between different things, so it's like I have custom alerts on some of my OBSs, but not all of them, and that's pretty annoying. How come Friday Night Funkin' seems so simple but hard to draw? Man, I used to wonder that about all my favorite shit, and then it just turns out that art's actually hard. Alright, so we're gonna make this guy a nice, smooth little purple just to give him some color. He could be a lighter purple. We'll give him a red tongue. So now here's our drawing. You know, it's on the thing. We're gonna select it. You know, you want to have like one of your selecting tools. Select it, right click, convert to symbol. So now we want to make this a graphic. We're gonna name it Bunny Head Dope. Alright, and now we're gonna make a body for him. It's gonna be like the same style of stupid body we were doing before. And now I can see behind him, we're going to close this because the symbol's going to go over there. We're going to copy this symbol because like right now, I'm going to take that, lock that, put it here real quick, right click it, break it apart so we can get the colors. So we're just going to grab that purple, delete that. Now the body, we're going to click that, name it to a symbol, graphic, body. Dope idiot body. Okay, so now up here we have these two symbols. You know, now we can like, we're not like, now when we select it, we're not selecting an individual color because it's, you know, a symbol. We can transform it with all sorts of crazy shit. All the Friday Night Funkin' characters are made of symbols. And now, I mean, a little bit, we're gonna pretty much like prototype show how I animate like Friday Night Funkin' Idols. So Friday Night Funkin' Idols are 14 frames long, so we're gonna chop that off to where it says we're at 14, and you'll see the frame number is right here, right next to the left of the FPS. So now like we don't really have to draw too much else. Like now that we've drawn like this base art, you know, we're kind of like we're in. So I'm gonna cut a frame here at 5. So now I have 2, 2, and then the straight up. So for these poses right here, I'm gonna do body down. So I'm gonna move the center point because this is always here. I'm gonna move the center point down. I'm gonna smush the body down, widen it a little bit, you know, squash and stretch, baby, squash and stretch. And then I'm gonna take the head. I'm gonna tilt it down and move it down. Squash and stretch it a bit. I'm actually gonna F5, elongate this. Cut it in 2. Grab this. I'm gonna, you know, move it back in a little bit, drag it back up a little bit. Head. Once again, I'm gonna unsquish it a bit, tilt it back, move it a bit, because we're gonna bring this guy back to his original pose. And then, you know, like this pose right here, this frame before the last one, you know, like we'll tilt that, move it down a bit. We'll squash this just like the ever tiniest bit. It almost feels like a bit too much. And you know what, we'll even go in, we'll give this like the ever so tiniest. If you hit Control and Spacebar, if you hold Control and Spacebar it, you'll get the magnifying glass, you can zoom it. We're gonna go in, we're gonna zoom in, we're gonna tilt this shit the tiniest smidge. You can get like finer squashes and shit when you zoom. Now Control Alt Spacebar, you can zoom back out by clicking. So we're gonna go to File, Publish Settings, Flash. We're gonna turn off Include Hidden Layers because we don't want to see all the other shit that we have turned off right now. funny. It actually is gonna. Or we'll actually extend how long he holds the last pose. Test scene. Yeah, he's ready to fight boyfriend. This guy's what's up. Yeah, baby. That's what's up. Younger daddy, dearest. So now, for everyone who's been paying attention, actually, I'm gonna check real quick, make sure I'm not missing any donations. Alright, alright, cool. So now you can see I have boyfriend assets open right here. We're gonna click over to these. Up, Largo donated another $2 and said for audio, go to publish settings and set both audio stream and event to raw. Yeah, so Largo says for audio, go to publish settings and set both audio stream and event to raw. Uncheck convert stereo to mono and 44KHZ. Drag in audio to your library and set it to the timeline and set the audio to stream in the tab properties. That's the audio TLDR. That's probably way too much information just to say over talking, but that guy's got it down. That is how you handle all that shit. And it almost does feel like insider information. So now, you know, we've seen this guy, you know. So like here's his base pose. One drawing that lasts for 2 frames of him going down into the keyframe. Comes up a little bit. Then he comes up a lot. You know, he comes up a lot because we want to create a good distance between the frames. We don't want to make it too in between. Then there's just a little tiny adjustment back to the main one to give it some easing. And you know, that's what kind of gives it that like snappy bow 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 kind of like thing. So now we're gonna look at the boyfriend animations here. So if you click into this symbol, it's 3 layers. It's the same shit. His head, you know, it's just a symbol that has I have his face and his head on the same thing, but like they could have been in the same symbol. You know, like his head, it goes down, tilts, comes up a little bit, comes up a good bit more, and then it's all the way up, and it just has that tiny easing. His body really just goes through 3 frames. Like here's his body here, same exact fucking drawing, one smushed, comes out of the smush, bam, set to its normal body. And then the arm in the back, you know, here it is. It comes down, but it also moves in a bit just due to, you know, centrifugal force, I suppose. Then it's coming down, now it's coming in, and now it's coming back up and settling into place. Show all. Zoom in, yeah, and so then, yeah, there he is. Like he's jamming, you know, and he has just enough motion to where it gives it like that sort of dancey, that bobbin effect. And that's all symbols. Like I drew all this shit just one time, and then moved the pictures. Characters accidentally too big or too small. When it comes to modding, you might just want to take the FLAs that Cam has shared and then just probably draw over the FLAs. Man, this seems overwhelming. It's not that bad. I'm throwing a lot at you for a beginner's lesson, but I just wanted to go over the 2 different types, because you know what we pretty much just did was we went over frame by frame animation and symbol animation. So you saw with symbol animation, you know, we just drew a head and a body. And we did, you know, we used some of the basics of animation and we made him dance. But then, you know, besides him, we did frame by frame. It took a little longer, but we kind of got like a lot crazier of a guy, and like it's a lot more fluid. No, not just because we made the poses crazier, but even if we did do the same head bobbing, this would still look more dynamic because every single frame is new. You know, like you have a lot more control with frame by frame, but it's going to take you like 50 million more years to do. Saki DZ12 says they're going to sleep. Well, good night. Your head's full of knowledge now. Rest on it. So like right here, we've covered the two basics. Is it worth it frame by frame? It's up to you. Is frame by frame how you did Lemon Demon? Correct. That is right. Lemon Demon was frame by frame. He was too complex to do symbol animation for. I couldn't get the feeling I wanted doing symbol animation. You know, symbol animation works for like the boyfriend and stuff, but like for other shit, it doesn't. So here, we'll look at the where the fuck is he? We're gonna look at the monster file to like show what I mean, because yeah, the monster is like a good reference. And I mean, we can also show you how. I don't know why I said we. It's just me. But like, we can show a symbol animation can be complex too, because symbol animation doesn't always mean that it's cheap. So here's the monster. So you know, like, I made his head a graphic and just had his face do like a wobble. So now that wobble will always play while he's doing other shit. That might be a little advanced for beginners, but like, so here's his basic pose, the Lemon Demon. He's just standing up. I'll zoom out just a little bit and close this up some to give us some space. M-I-X the flour into the bowl. So we'll go over the wobble effect later. We're just gonna go over the basics right now. So you have. That's right. So I animated the body and head separate, but the principles here are like the same. Why does Pico Bop offbeat? That might be a way that I've messed up the frame spacing. So I try to make an animation. Should I start with a storyboard? Yes. What are some ways to make it look good as this with less frames? I mean, that is kind of the thing. Like, frames are going to be a factor of like quality. But honestly, like, I think that like this boyfriend animation, not to expose myself as a cheapwad, but like I think this is almost as good as you can get with like minimal frames. I mean, maybe like you probably can do better. Like I've seen a lot of animators online who, you know, are able to make amazing looking shit with even less. But like at that point, I think you're dipping into like being really stylized. I think that like, because what is this? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. This is 5 frames, and the body's just 3. Like, I drew a head and a face, a body and an arm, and I just moved where those drawings are on 5 frames. So I mean, like, I think that really is almost like as effective as you can get. That's well, you know what? I won't say that. That's as effective as I can get. Have I used Flash CS4 since the dawn of time? I sure have, because that's what Egoraptor used to use. Largo donated $2 and said, request. Teach the fellas about rigging with symbols, anchor points, the white dot, and tweening. This might save the frame by frame people some time with less frames. We can go over tweening, but I think that like, I think positioning symbols by hand sort of is the tweening is like, it works well, and there are going to be things that you just need to tween, like clouds in the sky. You're not going to animate clouds in the sky by hand or even moving them symbol by symbol. You're gonna tween clouds, because clouds need to move smoothly over a long set of time. But once again, that is something I think we'll go over just a little bit later. I still want to sort of show the difference between symbols and frame by frame here. So like with the monster animation, you know, we have his basic pose, and then here's the keyframe. So, you know, I drew this pose first, and then I did this pose. I didn't even redraw his head. The head I was able to keep the same, but the body I frame by framed. So I drew his body like that, then like that. And then, you know, it starts to then it starts to change a little bit, you know, because he's coming up out of it, just like I showed you guys. Then then the next body is just, you know, another drawing. The body's like that. It's in like the middle, but the head I put on 2 frames to come up to make it look better. Then the body settles into the pose. There's a little bit of differences here that I did off. The head is made by Bassett? No, the head is made by me. Bassett did concept art and I designed the final character for this and then animated it. And yeah, so like this is actually like another great example because the body is frame by frame. I drew each one of these bodies separate. Bassett helped do concept for the Lemon Demon, and then I designed the final one. Like he did a bunch of like monsters that were somewhat close to this, and then I sort of took a lot of his concepts and sort of made the final character. Who voices the Lemon Demon? Bassett does, because Bassett made the songs for Lemon Demon. So here the body I turned into a symbol. It's a symbol containing all the frames. It's got like his neck and shit underneath, which for a while was broken because we didn't fix it for a long time, but it's pretty much always been this way. And then over top of each of these, so here's what the body looks like regularly, sort of. But I drew in. I made it like this, and you can see also here. I talked about smoothing earlier. The smoothing's really low for him to make him look choppy and cranny, and I drew in black lines over top of this, and I made each one different, and that gives him this effect, like this weird shadowy warping over his body. And you know the head is just like, the head does like a 2-frame wobble, so like the lines boil a little bit because one frame is smoothed and one frame isn't. We go out, let's see, yeah, then I have like the lines on his face, and then his actual face. So inside of here, his actual face is on a 3-frame dritter. I drew the face, you know, 3 different times, sort of in place, with different amounts of smoothing. Packed it in a symbol that loops, packed it in the head. So now when I reposition the head symbol over the body, his face is just wigging out. Basically tracing, but not too hard. Yeah, you don't want it to be like perfectly exact because you want it to wobble a smidge. Yeah, too much raw art can like fuck with your flash. So like when you do draw with smoothing really low, it can be a bit like memory intensive, because like the vectors are meant to scale infinitely. So when you draw raw, there's like a shitload of vectors. But that's okay. I mean, he's just one character in a file, so it's not like the worst thing. So we're gonna go over another part of, so raw art is something that's not packed inside of a symbol. Raw art would be like this guy right here that we drew earlier. If I touch him with the selector, the parts are gonna like be dotted, and that means it's like raw art. It's not packaged inside of the symbol. But now, like, this guy, when we click on him, see those blue boxes come up? That's because all the art is packaged inside of a symbol. Are you able to import existing PNG files to Flash to create the animation? Yes. Yes, you are. So honestly, if you were to create like PNGs in Photoshop or something, like if you were to draw your own boyfriend and you drew, you know, and you did everything, you know, you redrew the head, you could even just put the face on the head. I did it separate just for like convenience. If you drew, you know, a body and you drew an arm with a microphone, if you drew them as PNGs and came in here, and honestly, if you just replace the symbol with the PNG, because all this animation moves the symbols, if you put something different in the symbol, it will change everything. I've shown this off on stream before, but like, I'm going to show an example. So like on his head, because this is just one piece of art that I've packaged in. Look, watch. Now he's wearing the idiot hat. We're gonna back out to scene 1. I use that same head in like in every single frame almost, aside from the misses, because I drew those new. So now all of his shit, you know, uses the. He's an idiot. And look, it goes on every single frame of animation because I'm using the same head. Every single time I did an animation, I just took the symbols that I already drew and reposed them and only drew new images based on what I needed. And that sort of is the magic of symbols. I see some people saying, how? I can go over it in more detail, but I kind of do feel like, you know, if you've been here for the whole stream, this should kind of make sense by now a little bit. Hopefully I'm doing this in a way that like people who are just tuning, like hopefully somebody who's been here for the whole duration of the stream understands everything I've said up to this point. It is a little tough because I know some people are like just coming in at random. Troublesome life seems as though everything's gonna be alright. I feel like in a way the stream is sort of geared towards people who. My phone is dying. Dave, come to my house and charge it. I don't give a shit about your phone. Toss it out the window into your pool. How do I know you have a pool? This stream is a little geared towards people who are already kind of dipping into animation. So anybody who's been trying to get into animation and struggling, I think this stream is sort of like to help them. If like you're new to animation at all, hopefully this has been like interesting to you. But, and, you know, if you're a fan, I hope it's just been entertaining and kind of get like an inside look. But like, I hope that this stream can actually be used to help people who are getting into this. Because when I was first starting, this shit was fucking hard. And I had played with Flash for a long time in my life. But I remember when I was just like digging through tutorials and trying to figure everything out, like, it just sucks sometimes. Like sometimes when you're trying really hard, like something you don't understand. Like I'm gonna show you guys something like here right now. In Flash, this bar that has all your tools, paint bucket, color selector, brush, drawing shit. When I was first trying to learn Flash very seriously, and I was trying really hard and I was already struggling, by accident, I clicked this gray spot right here, the whole bar disappeared. I didn't know what the fuck I did. I didn't know what the fuck happened. It just disappeared. I was already like on the verge of like a mental breakdown. This is like back in 2015, 14. I fucking cried. I literally just fucking cried. I was losing my shit. I was already just like working all day, trying to do shit, trying to make cartoons, trying to get into it. It made me lose my fucking mind. And then I found out you click it, it comes back. I understand that this shit can be hard, and I understand that this shit can be stressful. And you know, I want to sort of, you know, hopefully anybody who's been digging around with these streams, yeah, I hope that this can help people who are already making like a deep effort to try. This shit is making my brain crack. What are Newgrounds stats since Friday Night Funkin' blew up? I don't know. Newgrounds doesn't have like deep analytics because Newgrounds doesn't like steal information from people. So we're almost in the dark a little bit, but it's for the sake of people's privacy. Yeah, no, and like programs when you're trying to learn something and like the shit like just disappears on you, or like you don't know what you did to make something go away and you're already just struggling to learn it, it'll break you. What made me choose Flash? All my animation heroes like Eager After, Johnny Utah, all the people I looked up to, like, yeah, I like cartoons like Tank Man, I like the Awesome series. They were all made in Flash. Alright, I don't want to save the idiot permanently into the boyfriend assets, so I'm not going to save that. Flash is intuitive once you learn it. Alright, I feel like we've kind of gone, like this is a pretty good like first lesson. I guess I don't want these streams to be like too long, so anybody who wants to like reference these can like go to the VODs and like not have it be 5 hours. I'm gonna answer some of the Twitter questions. Adobe Animate is $20 per month. Yeah. I mean, I guess it is. You know. Unless you, don't do that. Alright, so, Twitter questions. At what point of the drawing do you start, the background or the character? I mean, I start with the character. Depending on what you're doing, that might not be the best. You know, like, you could almost even say I'm a Flash animator. I don't know if I really like the sound of that, but I mean, I guess it fits. I think that like saying Flash animator is weird because I think that you could make something that like looks like just regular TV animation with this. Like, what is it? Izoken uses Flash. The anime Izoken, it literally fucking uses Flash, so it's like, what are they, Flash animators? No, they're anime dudes. But like, you know, if you want to call me a Flash animator, I would be. It would make me feel good just because of the Newgrounds legacy. But you can do anything with Flash. What applications do you like to use to animate? So a quick overview of that. I use Audacity to do my audio. I do audio first. If I'm doing a cartoon, I think of the audio. I make it, I time it out, because if you have well-timed audio, you'll laugh. You time out the audio right, you import it into Flash, then you lip sync it. Then any additional motions you animate in, you I use Swivel to convert the SWIFTs to video, and then I put the videos inside of Adobe Premiere and animate them. I'm desperate on what brush you use for drawing Friday Night Funkin'. Well, it's the easiest answer in the fucking world, my friend. I just use the goddamn Flash brush. Flash only has one brush. I use the regular Flash brush, size 100, size level 3, smoothing 41. Doesn't, hey, you come to the right place. Doesn't get much simpler than that. If you have Flash CS4, you will draw Friday Night Funkin'. Okay, now make him go Super Saiyan. We could do that. Actually, you know what? Making the boyfriend go Super Saiyan actually could be a very good example on how to do like symbols versus regular shit. I think we're gonna do that actually. Let's answer some more Twitter questions first. Then we'll do the boyfriend going Super Saiyan. Like I said, how do I file for an adjustment on my tax return? Don't know. Question, how's your day been so far? I pretty much just woke up, had some coffee and a cigarette, sat down and did this, feeling pretty good. How do you shade in Flash? Alright. I learned this from watching one of Jeff's things, but we're going to go over that real quick. So, we have this guy, right? If we want to put some atmospheric lighting on him, there's this pencil right here, pencil tool. So now, it does these, I have it set to green, this like weird ass green. See that? So now, this, like his lines and art, it's all in the same shit. I used to wonder, because I used to do all my lines and other shit separate. I was like, what the fuck? How the god, like Jeff is making the most pro art in the world. How the fuck does this man draw all of his art on the same layer? Then I found out. What you do is you take the pencil tool, right? And like, have you ever seen the way that like anime drawings, we're gonna like look it up real quick. Hold on. Fucking, god damn it, come up here. I just want to find anime cell frame. Here we go, perfect. Alright. So, this. Like, do you see how it has all these like red lines around it? Anyway, these red, like all these red lines and shit in this drawing. This is where, you know, like they're directing them to do the cell shading. So now when an animator, you know, back in the past would take this cell, they would do the line art, they'd fill in the paint behind it, and then using these red lines as the guideline, that's where they'd put in the cell shading. Now doing this in Flash, it's a hell of a lot fucking easier. All on the same goddamn layer. Take the pencil tool. We'll do a shade right under this dimple, we'll shade the side of the head, and fuck it, we'll even give this dude some goddamn rim lighting. This dude's gonna be looking swank in just a moment. So, you know, you shade with like a darker color. What darker color do we want? So now look, well, I used the pencil tool to just section off the art, and now we can just paint bucket fill it in. Then I select the whole drawing, I go back to the color portion of the pencil tool, I hit the strike through right here, you see it? Next to color, they're gone. And now he has the shading. Bam, easy. That's how I shade everything. And guess what? Now, because that's a motherfucking symbol, that's going to be there for every single drawing now. I just shaded every single frame of my animation just by doing that. You know what? Fuck it. We're going to do it down here too. Alright, once again, we're going to give this guy the shading that we've sectioned off with our pencil tool. We're going to give him some rim lighting. Once again, same way that Hayao fucking Miyazaki's over there doing his shit for his fucking movies. We're doing this shit in Flash, baby. I'll even give him a bit of like rim lighting that implies that he has like fat titties because he's overweight. Or sexy. You know, fill in that lighting there. And once again, so now, ew, it's all nasty. It's got these fucking green lines everywhere. Ew. Select it all. Click the color of the pencil tool. Strike through. Gone. Now he's just got, you know, shading. Exit out of the symbol. And now, you know, we go to control again. Test scene. Bam. He has shading in every single frame because we edited the symbols, which is the base art. That's how Johnny Utah does shading. I learned it from him. That's how Nightmare Cops does all the shit. It's literally the greatest trick of all fucking time. There's like nothing greater than this. You don't have to put anything on separate layers. You can do all your art on a single fucking layer. Now, symbols you probably want to do on separate layers, but even then you don't have to. Symbols you can right click and like arrange the order of them. So like like normally I'm going to open up some more files again so we can poke through some stuff. Yeah, cuz one of you asked about like the shading drawings on Twitter, so I just was answering that. So we want to go back to the boyfriend. So once again, you know, it's like I was saying, it's like the boyfriend, you know, when I'm like editing his shit, you know, I'm just taking the pencil tool and, you know, like, I'll just put this here so I can grab that again. Okay, so I need to shade his head. All right, pencil tool. There you go. His hair shading. See, the face is gone because this is the base head, and I use this base head and draw different faces over it. So that's why when I'm editing the head, there's no face. Because, you know, I don't want a face on it, because then it would just be underneath all these faces. You want a blank head so you can put anything over it. I want to save that. I'm gonna open. We're gonna look at the Christmas parents. I don't even remember what that's called. Shit, I'm gonna have to scroll and look for those. Evil Christmas background. Monster Assets Christmas. Mom and Dad Assets Christmas. There we go. I mean, even Santa, right? It's like I drew one Santa, and I drew this sweat I drew over him is frame by frame, and that's just one fucking color. Like, I just drew the sweat frame by frame, go dripping down, but, you know, like, aside from that, you know, this is just like one head. Oh, and I made it wobble a bit because he's like scared. So, you know, it's one head, and, you know, his body wobbles, but it's just one body. And, you know, same rule as all the others, just like we did earlier. You know, he's dancing, he's driving. And then, yeah, so it's like with these are a little insane to me because this is all symbols. But like I was naughty and I did it all in one layer. And I just like, you can right click a symbol and go to arrange and do like bring forward, which like, see, it just brought it above his arm because now you can see like where that's above that. So if I arrange, send backward, it goes beneath the arm. The arm I left with no line over here so it won't clip over the art. Now if I were to right click it and hit arrange, bring to front, that would bring it all the way to the top. I'm gonna be going back. Wait, I'm gonna be going to get back to work, Mr. Squidward. All right, good luck. So you know that and see this body is like skewed because I skewed the poses. So then like this, see the box is like perfectly straight on all ends. That's normal. But like here, because I wanted her to lean in a bit, I skewed it to bend it. And I mean like that's, you know, that's useful. If you want to tilt something, you grab the edge lines, skew it. You want to be careful how much you do that. You do it too much, they start looking like Parappa characters and shit. But like, you know, if you put the transform point down here and then skew this forward to like lean his head forward, it's getting noticeable now, but like basically if you want to lean his head forward without drawing a new head, you pretty much just have to eye it, but like you can lean it forward by skewing it to a certain point. Now of course, you know, you skew it this far, it's like, alright, that looks like shit. You've just got to draw a new head at that point. You can't like, you can't get away with cheaping it. Control Z to undo. The neck is so cursed. See, I drew the neck tall like that because I wanted to make sure that at any point where his head is over this, I could make sure that, you know, like, because I'm sort of going over symbol rigging a bit here. You know, like if I drew his head upwards like this, I want to make sure that, you know, his neck can like cover that. Or, you know, like if I do draw his head like this neck is actually like the perfect size, you'll see, because if I go to the other poses, you'll kind of see how the neck, it almost needed to be longer in some ways. Yeah, see, like this pose. Like I need it to go up pretty like far. Yes, these are, so I mean I did this base pose of symbols, right? Like I drew this as a sketch. This would be a good thing to go over. Maybe I'll do it here. Alright, so I'm gonna hide those. Oh, I'll leave that up. So when I did that, what I did was like, you know, I was like, I want to draw the parents all crazy. I said, hum, what do I do? So I sketched them, right? Then I clicked and made a new frame and onion skinned it. And then what I did was like, alright, now I want to turn this sketch into a bunch of symbols. So then I traced each individual piece. I said, yeah, this will be the head. Alright. Said, alright, that's good. So now I'll elongate this some more, make a new frame. Well, now I need to get the fucking shirt. Now I gotta make sure the shirt lines up with the new head, so onion skin back and forward. Alright, so now we'll do the shirt. Alright, there's his little shirt. It's gonna be ugly as hell because I'm doing this quick as fuck. So yeah, it's like, alright, so now I have his shirt. I'll extend the frames. Now I'll draw his hands. You know what, fuck it. I've got room. I'll draw the hands on the same goddamn layer. And you know what, fuck it. I also have room. I'll draw the feet and the pants. I'll make the feet and the pants the same, same drawing. I'm not gonna articulate his feet, so fuck it. That can just be the same shit. Alright, and I want this to be consistent, so I've got to grab his head. Oops, I didn't make that a symbol. Alright, that's his head name. You want to name these better, but alright. Grab the head. Paste it. Doesn't matter where, because I'm just using it to breaking it apart to grab the color. We'll give this dude like pink pants. We'll give him white shoes, even though the background's white. Nah, you know what, fuck, we'll give it black shoes. Now he's looking like a fucking meat canyon character. Alright. Left arm. Right arm. Legs. Alright, so it's like, alright, cool, now I have him fully articulated. So I'll cut the shirt, paste it on top of here, fucking cut the head, paste it on top of here. And so now look, I took that sketch and I turned it into art, and that's how I did like the parents for Christmas, and that's a pretty decent way to get symbols out of like an art. Now I'll just even get rid of the sketch, fuck you, die. And now look, fuck it. Now I can just stretch this out, bam, now I can just animate this dude on the spot, who fucking cares? We're gonna follow the same thing as before. So, this is gonna be the final pose he goes into, and this is gonna be his snap pose. I'll grab these, I'll grab the shirt and the pants, stretch them together. We'll do his arms sort of like dragging behind to give him some delayed motion.
You were just as I expected. Really good. Thanks. That's what I do best.
Yeah, we're gonna same second verse, same as the first. We're sort of unsquashing and unstretching like certain things. Okay, now the hands would come down because they had delayed motion, which, you know, we were only able to do courtesy of the shit, because we rigged it, because we essentially like, you know, we're essentially made like a little puppet that we're playing with. And then final pose, you know, just like this one is not going to look quite as smooth as the others, but it should be passably okay. That looks like ass. But you get it. See, like, sure, I did an awful job, but the general point is, like, that is sort of Quai Sprite make all the money. So I mean, like, yeah, that looked like shit, but that is essentially like, you know, I'm gonna hit F5 to extend these out so they can actually play. Cause I keep them on ones when I'm packing them as assets for cam. What you literally just saw me do is how I did this. So, like, yeah, that guy with the dope t-shirt, he certainly is a dope, but it's that exact style of breaking things down that lets me animate like this. One guy named Ian Na Chilad. What is your question? Kanye West actually does the music. Parappa version of the song is so weird.
That's right. I'm in the house. Here it comes. Extra, read all about it. The best burgers in town from all around. People from around the world come and get it. The line goes around like a merry-go-round. Cut. Yes. You gotta eat. Yes, very good.
Wait, one guy said, my Flash doesn't have pen pressure. Do you think it's a problem with Flash or is it my tablet drivers? Could be either. Probably the tablet drivers.
Very nice. You gotta heat. Toast. Very nice.
So yeah, I would check the tablet drivers for that. Little boy, little buddy.
Burgers, the fries, the shake, or a friend. If you're hungry, simply line up at the end. Come on, people, gather round. We got everything you want from all around. Cut the lettuce.
Cut the lettuce.
You got to heat the grill.
Okay,
Toast the buns. My buns are very toasty.
we're gonna exit out of these.
Cook the patties.
Cook the patty.
Serve the drinks.
Serve the drinks.
The boyfriend and the girlfriend are like short and cheapified because they're just like little menaces.
French the fries.
Yeah, everyone else, they're just like downtrodden, just like, they may as well just be old people already, but like, I don't know, because the boyfriend and girlfriend have like retained like their youthful spirit, they're gremlin sized. Will there ever be a song map creation tool? There sure will.
Cook those burgers.
Turn the patty over.
Turn the patty over.
Hey, come on and watch them fries. I'm not
Watch
eating.
them fries.
Better execute sooner.
Alright, so now we're gonna, the last thing of the day before we end this shit.
Bring on the ketchup.
Don't forget to
We're gonna take the boyfriend symbol,
on the mustard.
we're gonna bring him over here.
Handle it with ease.
Burgers is all we have in mind. We cook the best taste buds.
Uh,
Now put it on the trays.
We're gonna break this apart.
Which way it tastes.
Oh wait, I'm gonna go in here and I'm just gonna grab everything from the final pose. So I wanna work starting from that pose.
Don't forget the cheese.
Don't forget the cheese.
I'll leave that though, I'll make a new layer. Alright.
Come on, French fries.
Bring on the ketchup. Sweep the floor.
Bring on the ketchup. Sweep the floor.
One, Largo donated another $2 and said, "Do SSJ boyfriend now. Ungrills your cheese."
I'm
No!
off to a good start.
Oh yeah, that's right. That's why I was using the YouTube playlist, because I don't want to hear all the songs. I just want to hear like the main ones. Alright. So once again, we're back to symbol animation, but I'm gonna show you how you can mix symbols and like frame by frame, which, you know, occasionally I do, like you saw with the Santa. So we have boyfriend. So I'm gonna put boyfriend's face on a new layer this time, because I'm gonna articulate it a bit more. So what we're gonna do, he's gonna go down to, we're gonna make 3 different key poses. So there's the basic one that he starts out in. We're gonna do one where like he sort of like bends downward. A little bit like his normal key bopping thing. We're gonna bring his arm down. And then like we'll do Alright, so here's a good example. I want a bit more of a dramatic pose, and I can't get that just by squashing and stretching. So like for the up pose, I had to redraw the body because I want it to be more dynamic. So for this final pose here where he's going Super Saiyan, we'll use this body. Let's see, where should this be? So lining it up. And then the head went behind this, so head, bring to front. So kind of like the up pose. So now for this face, we'll do a new face. I'll do it from this distance. He's concentrating. He's about to go Super Saiyan. Oops. Aliza Bun donated $1 and said S. Hey, thanks. So we're gonna make a new face here for when he's going Super Saiyan. Oh, S for Super Saiyan. Didn't even realize that. So here I have this face. It's a bit dramatic. I'm going to take this face, select it, symbol. I'm going to turn it into a graphic. SSJ face. So now if I click into it, it has its own stage and properties. Hopefully this helps you better understand what a symbol is. So now I'm going to fill that in with black, make that red, make the eyes white, and then you know what, like, I'm going to make it 3 frames. I'm going to hit F6 to cut it into multiples. Now I'm going to smooth it. So now if you watch it on the timeline, it's kind of like going a little crazy. You can see it like jittering. Like he's kind of like moving a little bit, but not too much. And we are going to also trying to think. I actually want a different head that I know I have. Okay. So we're gonna open the boyfriend hair blowing assets, which once again, this wasn't hard to make because I did all the pieces separately. All I had to do was give the head more frames. I just made the hair a separate layer. Ew! See all the things change when I take the hair off? I just made the hair a separate layer and then just animated it blowing in the wind. Easy. Though I think I actually need to change the head's name or else it'll conflict. Oh no, it has a different name. Okay, cool. So now, in this final one, oh, oops. I'm gonna make this a new frame. Oh, fuck. Select the head, just get rid of the head. Onion skin it to see where it was, and then paste the new head with blowing hair in. And I'll line it up to where it still fits the key pose. Get rid of that, extend that. And you know what? I'll even go an extra step above. I'll give him a new hand. Because, you know, the Super Saiyan, the two fists out, it's classic. I'm going to copy this hand and bring it up here, paste it. I'm going to break it apart just so I can get the colors from it. Fill that in. You're gonna see the tip get used again here. Fill that in with the shade. Get rid of it. Select this. Fist. Alright. Cover his arms so you can't even see it, so it just looks like that's like real. So there, look. Oh, look, he's already kind of going Super Saiyan a bit. Bagweo2 donated $1 and said it's Bagwee again. I was the one who asked about the first monster song being added to week 2. Do you think the level for the song will be anything like the TikTok shitpost? Honestly, like the look of it, LMAO. I mean, like, a lot of you have already seen like the monster stage. You know, it's just gonna. It feels like such old news at this point. Like it's just gonna. Oh yeah, I'm gonna recolor the hair. That's right. That's right. Cause golden. That's right. So yeah. Whatever. It's not meticulous. What's my name? What's my name, fool? Well, maybe he already was Super Saiyan, but it was just Super Saiyan God. Where I come from? Where I come from? You think you're big, kid? I think I'm big. I think I'm big, kid. Is my desire to go back again? Came to the right place. I'll make it big. Okay, so what we're gonna do is we're gonna extend that a bit because I want him to. I want him to sort of like bring his head up a bit. Oops. When we're just tilting the symbol art with like the shit we already have. And cutting new frames to like make for spots where we want to have stuff. You must have been dreaming. I must have been dreaming.
Better believe it, my mind is like a demon.
Better believe it, your mind is like a demon.
I'm Lord, everybody knows my name.
You are the Lord. Everybody knows your name.
I got it all.
Cash, money, and fame. You got it all. Cash, money, and fame.
Now back to business. You wanna grow big, right?
Now back to business. I want to grow big, right?
Let's not waste no time. Here we go, alright?
Let's not
Waste no time. Here we go, alright?
Master the guarantees to cease. The final block coming, no denying. Silhouette, but let me tell you, son. I'm scared. It'll never happen again.
I promise. I promise. You promise. You promise. So now I'm not talking a lot. I'm kind of just like zoning out to the song. But like, if you've been watching the stream, I think that like you're seeing me use a lot of like the principles that like I've already used making all the other characters thus far. And you know, here we go. We're doing the overshoot right now for the Super Saiyan pose.
mature than I thought. Good going.
Thanks. But you're still bigger than your normal.
Alright, so now we're pretty much done his base animation,
Make me smile.
but we're gonna make one like little frame up here, and this is, you know, this is the classic, like, you know, he's got to have like the what is it, like the power waves. Maybe I'll make it smaller so it fits over his body better. And so the power waves, it's like there's really, I mean, there's a way that they could be like symbol animation, but like for the most part, I think that like, you know, you just kind of gotta like frame by frame these. We'll actually put this on a layer below him so that way we can just fill it in all yellow and get away with it. And we'll make these like, we'll make this just like a small loop. We'll see how much we can get away with. We'll just make it like, just sort of make it look like it's moving towards the center. Boom, you say bam, bam, bam. And you know what? I have it set, if you look right here, I have the aura set on 2s. I think ultimately probably like it'll be best if it's set on 1s. To the person who suggested to do the Super Saiyan, good job. I think this has worked out as a good lesson. So I did a lot of guesswork. I didn't just like, you know, I should have probably like been a bit more careful with it, but like I just sort of guessed it. And once again, there's even better ways that you could do this. I mean, like the way the Japanese animators did it is a good bit different, but this is like the general idea of the aura. And so now the aura, using a plugin. Also, I got some donations. Sorry, Trollface, just absolutely addicted to everything related to this game. I want to make sure I have all the real info from BegWeo2, donated another $1. Yeah. So Monster is the 3rd song of the Halloween stage. We'll get it in eventually. Oops. We had difficulties putting it in because it has multiple BPMs, which, as I think right now, the engine doesn't quite support. And Aliza Bun donated $1 and said, boobies. Hey. I agree. Alright, so we've selected these. Now I would have drawn these in a symbol to begin with, but there's a Flash plugin called Frames to Symbol. So I'm going to use Frames to Symbol. I'm going to name this Aura. Now it's going to be a play once graphic. That means it'll play once and stop. We don't want that. I actually want this to play for quite a while. I'm going to go over to my properties and make sure that this is set to loop. And it starts on the very first frame. I'll drag this out so it lasts a while. And let's see the fruit of our loins. Now that's a little big. We're gonna have to so that way I can resize this all without having to resize all the pieces. I'm just gonna frames to symbol this whole thing. Boyfriend SSJ. Alright, and this still actually I could make it a bit smaller. So there we go. Super Saiyan boyfriend. Honestly, I feel like his hair could move faster in that final frame. I wonder what I could remove. Which frame? Because removing one of these frames will make the hair go crazier. Maybe that'll look better. There we go. So then now the hair has kind of got like more energy to it. I made the hair animate smoothly for being on the car, but now I want it to be a bit more erratic because he's going Super Saiyan. And now going honestly like even a step further, because now like you're kind of getting an idea of like what you know, symbols can do. So what we're gonna do right here, we're gonna make take the aura, right? We're gonna copy it. We're gonna break it apart over here so we can grab these colors. So in Dragon Ball Z, when they first like blast into like Super Saiyan, the aura does an overshoot because it's like the energy is exploding out of them. So that's what we're gonna do. We're gonna have the it just go fucking crazy. So for this first frame, even though it will loop in a moment, the aura is like exploding. And then for this next one, because it's like, we're gonna make it go in a bit to give it like an impact. There we go. And then, you know, even crazier yet, for just like visual flair, we're gonna take this one frame, convert to symbol. We're gonna call it Big Aura. We're gonna make it a movie clip. Okay. We're gonna copy. We're gonna make a new layer and just post this on one layer above it. We're gonna paste it in place. Now overall, like a movie clip, you can give it special properties. We're gonna blur it like that, and we're gonna give it an additive filter so it looks like that. And then also like we'll make the background black for one frame. And then like those are all pretty cheap. There's like a lot of stuff that we could have done to make it like a lot cooler. But like this will make it like pretty visually it'll make it feel like, whoa, this dude really is going Super Saiyan. Oh, that black lasts for... Yeah, with impact stuff, you want it to be really quick, actually. So I'm going to make that last for one frame. And then that should be better. There you go. So how many frames did this use in total? It's a good question. So it lasts for 40 frames. That's just under 2 seconds. But, I mean, like, it only uses a handful of actual drawings because most of it is just symbols we're moving around. But, you know, like, so we have the first frame. He goes up a little bit. We just moved our symbol drawings. He's sort of like, he's getting ready to fall. He's falling. So that this is the fourth frame. He's down. He's snapping into the bottom pose. So 5, 6. He's coming back up to go Super Saiyan. 7, 8, 9. So, like, he has 9, like, poses. But then small things like the aura and his hair wobbling are additional like frames that we did inside of symbols. Like his hair moving on the hat. That's you know, that's 3 frames of hair moving. See the little hair? And then, you know, like his face, it's like it's the one drawing but it's just wobbled 3 times. And then of course, you know, the aura is also just another like 3 frames of like the shit going crazy. One guy said, how did you get many viewers? I don't know. I guess I just made a viral video game. So there you go. That's go make a viral game real quick. Okay, BRB. Gonna make a viral game real quick. Oh, alert animation. That's what people are saying. Okay, yeah. This would be a fun one. What? I guess this could be like subscribing or something. Maybe this could be donations and the other ones can be whatever. I don't know. I was here. Is BF a weeb? You know, I think that he's just really into music. I think BF is actually kind of just like an anime normie. Like, BF loves, you know, like Akira and Dragon Ball Z, and probably like the most obscure thing he's ever seen is like Ninja Scroll. But, you know, if you try to talk to him about Evangelion, he wouldn't know what the fuck you're talking about. GF is the weeb, yeah, definitely. But girls get away with being weebs. Nobody cares when a girl's a weeb. Anyway, there's some new donations I'm missing. Kisk donated $10 and said, "Is it true that boyfriend will be in week 7?" Kisk, I can't believe you're here. Kisk is awesome. Kisk is a Newgrounds animator. He makes awesome Dragon Ball Z cartoons. Funny enough, I'm animating this Dragon Ball Z thing when here I am. I should be helping him. He has a Dragon Ball Z cartoon that I've been helping him do sound effects for. I'm probably the reason his cartoon's been delayed for like a year. I'm a bastard. I'm a bastard. But I'm helping Kisk make a Dragon Ball Z cartoon, and when it comes out, it'll be sick. And Kisk, I really do need to get back on that, but if at any point you just want to, you say, "Fuck Phantom Arcade, I hope he dies," that's okay. If you just want to release it without me. I'm sorry it's taking so long. Largo donated $2 and said, "Petition for SSJBF to be used as a new alert animation." I like it. I like it. I will do that. Aliza Bun donated $1 and said, "Can you add the boyfriend of Friday Night Funkin', please?" All right, I'll consider it. Aliza Bun donated $10 again and said, "Okay, here's a genuine donation this time. This game's great, and you and your friends are great developers. Like, genuinely, you guys are really cool, happy face." Well, thank you. It's very nice. Does Week 7 have funny lore? It does. Crazy thing, Week 7 actually, Week 7 actually should be like Week 8 or something. Or like the week order's getting crazy. I really do envision it that Week 7 has a special story that leads into it, with the dad trying to kill the boyfriend in a really extravagant way. But Week 7 takes place after a failed attempt to kill the boyfriend, and lands the boyfriend in new trouble that, you know, is a little unrelated to the dad. But it's gonna be really fun. Boyfriend in New York City. Will there be rats in Friday Night Funkin'? You know, I have like a mouse infestation where I live. I kind of just fucking hate mice. I'm going to dab. Cool. Oops. Oh yeah. If you try to test inside of a symbol, it'll get fucked up. So you want to make sure that you're always on like the stage, because like a symbol is like a good way to view a symbol is it's like a pocket universe. So like here we're on the regular stage where you see as the regular timeline up here. Once I click into this symbol, we have a unique timeline that's like specific to this animation. And you'll even see there's scene 1, which is this basic stage that has like all of our other weird shit on it. But then like when you go into this symbol, it's the boyfriend SSJ like timeline essentially. So it's like a pocket dimension in a way. If that helps you kind of like understand what it is. SpongeBob can rap, who would have thought? Yeah, I guess, sure, why not? Will the game show more lore on all the characters? Yeah, the game will have cutscenes. I'm gonna have to work together with like a shitgun load of Newgrounds dudes to make all these like crazy cutscenes. And we've got all these crazy plans. They're coming together. I can't believe the boyfriend will be in week 7. Everyone just eats up the lore. Well, guys, I think this is just about it for teaching animation. I don't know, like, Yeah, we can just sit around and discuss Friday Night Funkin' for a little bit, but I'm curious, I did this to sort of teach people some shit. I'm curious if anybody has any questions on how long ago did you guys plan for the animation contest? A plan for like a type of contest has been in the works since like December. Honestly, like a shitload of our like overall plans for the game have been like since December pretty much. So questions and answers. Please drop a CS4 link. That's your job to find that shit. Bagweo2 donated $1 and said me leaking every little bit of lore to my friends in voice chat. I enjoyed my stay. Love the stream. Wow, I'm glad you did. Bye bye. Well, I'm not leaving just yet. I want to, for anybody who's like been trying to follow this and actually like learn, I want to, I want to answer questions. When is Luigi coming? Tomorrow? Will you add funny animation tests in the game files? Maybe. Don't let this stream delete, please. No, I won't. I'll leave it up. How many weeks are already planned in advance? Ooh. Fuck, like a lot. Like a lot. Like a lot of weeks, actually. Trying to think, how many, like, cause there's some that we have in like prototyping, but there's some that like we are literally just on like a list that we just need to get to. And it's a lot. It's like a lot. Just making them takes a long time. We also kind of took a little bit of like an extended break after week 6. I should make a VOD YouTube channel, shouldn't I? When people type grr in their messages, it makes me cringe, but I also just really like it. It just reminds me of like the days when I would see YouTube videos of people dressed as the Akatsuki going to like raves and beating the shit out of each other. How do animation sheets work? We're gonna have to ask Cam about that. Fuck, the chat's going crazy. I wanna answer questions, goddammit. Hold on. Is there gonna be a week where the GF raps with BF? There's no point asking shit like that, because if like stuff like that is like spoilery stuff. We have a ton of cool shit planned, but of course I'm not gonna talk about any of it. We want it to be a surprise. Have you ever considered a meme character to actually make an appearance? A little bit. It would still be like tasteful though. It would never be like completely bullshit. We got some ideas for weeks that would be like a bit comedic. And honestly, in a way, even like week 6 is sort of like a bit comedic. And it's like sort of related to the plot, but also it's kind of like a fun side adventure. Try Again said they've got Adobe Animate 2021 and this stream helped them a little bit. That Ladivan asked how the sheets work. So we're gonna have to ask Cam about that. That's an Adobe Animate function. Skipping over spoiler questions. One guy wrote, "It's cringy and sexy." Man, you guys have a ton of spoiler questions. Will this be on Newgrounds? This tutorial? No. This will probably stay like I don't think Newgrounds is the place for this kind of thing. Maybe, I don't know, maybe I'll ask Tom. Can you put the thumb man from Spy Kids in front of Funkin'? Yeah, sure. Next stream will be me making that. Man, you guys, I'm scrolling through the list. It's just like a million spoiler questions. Would you guys ever, oh my goodness. What are the lyrics to Bland? Is it wrong for me to get worried about Friday Night Funkin's popularity? Being an early fan since November 2nd, I have some insecurities. No, it's not wrong to be worried about something like that. I feel like even though Parappa 2's songs are good, I kind of feel like Parappa 2's story is like fucked up, because I kind of feel like they made what they thought was a Parappa game instead of making what they wanted to make. So Parappa 2's story, I think, is kind of like fucked. But like Jammer Lammy, I think they made it with like their truest intentions and desires in mind, and that's why Jammer Lammy is like a perfect sequel. So you know, we're gonna try to not fuck it up. Do you all plan on bringing on other people to help? It's debatable. We're gonna see what needs to be done first. I seen a channel that saves the VODs. That's how I got here. So I guess I should just start uploading them. All right, I'll make a YouTube channel and start doing that. Can we get a hyper-realistic Johnny Utah on Friday Night Funkin'? Yes. Have you considered a meme oh wait, somebody already asked it. Oh my goodness, the chat's going nuts. What are your thoughts on the Parappa anime? My thoughts on the Parappa anime, my thoughts on the Parappa anime is like weirdly disconnected from the game because it just doesn't, it's not like surreal at all, and it doesn't even have them like rapping really. Can you please trim this to be just the important parts and upload it? See, I wish I could. I don't really have the time. I would like to do that though. I actually, like a year ago, I recorded like a tutorial that was just the important parts, but I never got around to editing it. So part of this, me hosting this stream, is like wanting to make up for never doing that. Still gonna do stuff with Chris? Yeah, and I mean like me and Chris have stuff that's like filmed but unedited. Editing shit just takes time. I'm sitting on mountains of unedited shit. But yeah, like, of course I'll do more stuff with Chris in the future, and hopefully one day we're able to get like the stuff edited. But just like some of the stuff we've worked on kind of has like tricky editing. Like I know some people like kind of poked fun at the Zelda Slightly Artistic because like of the way that like the laughs are edited. But unlike I didn't edit that. I think that just like the way I edit is like a little weird, so like when other people try to come on to edit it, it just kind of ends up a little strange. So then like editing future stuff is just like tough because it's like, well, if I can't do it, who does it? At the same time, like I don't think I could edit like an Oni Plays episode. Like maybe. I mean, like, you know, Monica and Lyle and everybody, like they all have their talents at doing that. Everybody's good. Everybody's got like different flavors and styles of editing. Anyway, that was a long answer. Yeah, I'm gonna do stuff with Chris in the future. We have a ton of shit that'll come out one day. Biggie Cheese for week 10 changed my mind. Can't change your mind. It's just fact. Is this Purple Guy supposed to be a parody of something? Nah, just like a template character. But what is that fucking meme? The murderer in purple or something? I don't fucking know. I watched the video just like once. Is boyfriend actually capable of kicking someone's ass? Yes, he is. That's why boyfriend's not so good at like games and other shit, because he's just more of somebody who would beat the shit out of someone. Corey, Dave, and Chris is underrated. You're too sweet. Friday Night Funkin' Slightly Artistic would be epic. I know it would. I would really like to do that. Can the intro be visualized one day? All the cutscenes will be visualized one day. If you like that idea that I talked about for the intro one stream, your mind's gonna be blown, because there's like there's millions of other ideas that are just like that for every single level. When did you start creating Friday Night Funkin'? Early October. Cam asked if I wanted to make a Parappa style game, and we just kind of went from there. Whose idea was the animation jam? I'll take credit for that one. That was me. I think me and Cam had tossed around the idea of a contest for a while, and I wanted to do one back at like in December. Well, I want to do one. Man, it's actually been quite a while that I've wanted to do one, but like we were just sort of like nervous on when to do one or not. And Cam goes like further out of his way to interact with people than I do. So I think that he's had a lot on his plate, so the idea of a contest is kind of like a lot for him. But I don't know. I just wanted to do a contest. I thought it would be fun. We had some money from the t-shirt sales. Kind of just wanted to have some fun shit for people. So I just got the animation shit rolling. Who's a bigger asshole, boyfriend or girlfriend? Boyfriend probably, but girlfriend can be mean in her own special way that boyfriend can't. Dave, sir, when is your birthday? Are you trying to fill out my fucking social security card? Will rat be added? What from rat? Dead? Mad? Mad dead rat? Why does Lemon Demon want to eat GF? Well, if that's a question that you wonder, $20 will answer that question when the full game is done. Smoke a ciggy, somebody said. Dude, I want to. We're gonna answer questions first, though. Does boyfriend have a stand? I don't know. Probably not. Does boyfriend have autism? You know, I think everybody who's creative has a little bit of autism. So yeah, probably does. Probably him and girlfriend do. They're probably both like ADHD. Well, I mean, like, if I'm being dead honest, it's like, what is it? It's like, the boyfriend's supposed to represent, like, issues I've had at 19. I have ADHD. And I've heard that if you have ADHD, you're somewhat on the spectrum. Which wouldn't surprise me given all the autistic shit I do day in and day out. So, I guess, in a way, he is. Does the boyfriend eat rats? And somebody asked, does the boyfriend have autism again? You really wanted to know. These are really the burning questions on your mind. Boyfriend does not eat rats. But I guess, I don't know, maybe if he was like trapped in like Yarnum or something in Bloodborne World, he would. Aliza Bun donated $20 and said, okay, here's $20. Why does the monster want to eat the GF? Oh no, you paid the full price. I should just whisper the answer to you, but then you might just squeal it to everybody. Oh, man. Oh, no. You gave $20. Ah, there is a good reason for it, but I really just want it to be, like, in the game as a fun thing one day. I might have to refund your money. I'm sorry. I really want to keep that one under wraps. I've had that story penned down for a while, and I was excited to have it in the game, but it's going to take some time. I'm sorry, I can't tell you. I can refund your money if you want. Can you drive stick and will you blast Ridge Racer while driving? I can't drive stick, but I did used to blast Initial D music while driving. I lived in the sticks for like a short period, and like, I would just hit like 100 miles per hour on the roads, and it felt cool. Dave, I almost couldn't recognize Corey's voice in one of the Pico songs. How did that idea come by? Quiet Sprite asked me for sounds to sample, because he likes the sampling and mixing shit. So I gave him like just a ton of random audio, and one of them was like audio of me and Corey laughing, and he, surprisingly enough, that was one of the ones he used, and it actually does kind of fit well. He's a talented dude. Lisa Bun donated another $1 and said, nah, it's fine, keep the money. You're too kind. Listen, I'm sorry. I want to tell you. I genuinely want to, but like, I'm already seeing that a lot of these like clips are getting like tossed around in a lot of places. So I really want to be careful about how much I say on here. And that's just one of those little things that I really just want to keep for the full game one day. It's one of those little things to where when it's in the full game, it's going to make me laugh watching like reaction videos and shit. And I just need to keep that for me, for myself. Does Parappa really say fuck? He doesn't just say fuck. He says fuck you, fuck you, fuck you, fuck you. And even anything. Can we have rats that kill children? Sure. I'm for it. That's fine. That'll be a Friday Night Funkin' feature. Does boyfriend have autism or ADHD? Well, ADHD's on the spectrum, so it might even be fair to say that ADHD is like autism light in a way, Or just straight up autism, I don't know. I'm not educated in that area, so don't, this isn't a doctor's note here. I don't know what I'm talking about. Who is this Cam you keep talking about? Do they have a Twitter? Cam is Ninja Muffin 99, the programmer for the game. Does BF get pegged week 7? Yeah, and he moans too. Can you release the assets? I mean, the assets are already released unless you're talking about something else. Alright, I gotta scroll down. I realized I'm answering questions from like 10 minutes ago or some shit. Like I said, please be my friend. No. Go die alone. How did you decide on making them all beep in the game? Because we like Vib Ribbon. Anything you really enjoy drawing? Friday Night Funkin', I guess. I like drawing Demon Souls characters, even though they're like too difficult. I like drawing Alien Hominid a lot. Is BF Asian? See, that's a good question, because Miku's his sister. Will Cheeseman be in the final game? Listen, you psycho. Cheeseman's funny because he's stupid and doesn't really exist. That's the funniness of Cheeseman. He's just like the most worthless, non-existent side character ever. But maybe if I'm just feeling stupid enough, I'm feeling just shameless enough, maybe I'll slip Cheeseman somewhere in the game. It would be just like a funny piece of lore for dates. They just meet up and there's like almost like an escape room. There's a guy dressed in like a cheese suit. You just have to like hunt down and eat all the cheese off of him. And that's how boyfriend and girlfriend go on dates and hang out. So there's like Sam and Max have like funny shit in their world. Like they play fizzball where they hit the soda cans with the bats. I like that shit. Cheeseman is a stupid character I drew in another stream and said he was an official character as a joke, but some people have held on to it, and it is kind of funny that people remember it. Why did the Parappa music stop? I don't ever want the Parappa music to stop. Underneath that hat, does the boyfriend have undyed roots? Well, Friday Night Fun can be scary. Sometimes. Oh, by the way, Fancy Pants Maestro. Oh, yeah. Donated $5. Said, will Cheeseman be in the final game? Yeah, and I answered that. Can I make a 60-frame dog pissing? I mean, we could. The question is, do we want to? Do we want to use our powers for that? Least favorite Parappa stage. Oh, man. You know, I don't really like the, all the songs are good, but I like the final song from 2 and the Mussolini stage. I don't know, I just don't really like, I'm not really feeling those. Have you played the Yakuza games? You know, before Yakuza took off in popularity, I bought Yakuza 1 on PS2 because I heard it was a cult classic. And now it's funny, I feel like I never finished that, but ever since then, Yakuza's become like this super big franchise that people really love. My favorite protagonist from all the Persona games? That's tough. I like all the heroes, but I don't know why. I feel like I just like the guy from 3. I know some people say he has a canon name, but I think saying that canon names for the Persona guys is cringy. They're supposed to be you. You, the player. But yeah, I like the guy from 3. Eliza Bun donated another $1. They just want to get their comments read all special. But that is the point of the donation feature, isn't it? Well, Eliza Bun donated $1 and said, by the way, what's she going to be doing now? Just reading chat? Are you still up for drawing stuff like dumb little requests or something? I really did want this to be archived properly. No, you shouldn't feel bad for donating. That's the whole point of donating, is to get priority over everyone else. Yeah, I'm just gonna chill out and read this chat for a bit. I feel like if I start drawing, that'll derail the point of the stream. Favorite movie? Yeah, I don't know if I have a favorite movie. I like shit like Back to the Future and stuff, but I feel like a movie that I could probably turn on and watch at any time of any day is probably like Final Fantasy VII Advent Children. I feel like I could just turn that on and watch all of it right now, so maybe that's my favorite movie. The song kind of drives me crazy sometimes, even though it is good. Whitebeard for week 7. That's a really weird suggestion. I'm gonna just wrote Rango. What, the movie? Have you seen the ENA shorts? Of course I have. They're on Newgrounds. I haven't seen the newest one yet. What's the deal with the cat, with the girl in the cat costume with the knife? That's a concept for a Friday Night Funkin' character that I've been toying with. And in a small way, I don't appreciate it being leaked, but it is kind of funny that people look at it and they're just like, what the fuck is this? Can I show you the boyfriend hair blowing? Parch up and Oatly when? God damn, I would love that. Yeah, I need to Control Z. There we go. What do you think about Fortnite? I think it's like overrated, but it's probably pretty fun. How do you feel about the Witty mod? The Witty mod's fucking cool. People mistook the Witty mod for like a real level released by us, and I don't blame them. You see fan art that's on Instagram or only Twitter? Yeah, I've been ducking Instagram for a while. I should get back to using it, but like I've been so busy that really I just like I check Twitter to get quick serotonin in between work sessions. And I post shit posts there. Music to voice volume good right now, guys? Hi Shade64 and hi Po Guy. Do you ever go fishing? No. Maybe I should. Friday Night Fortnite. That's BF's hair blowing. I mean, like, in this animation. There's also, like, the sheet that, like, is used in week 4. That has, like, hair blowing. Goku for week 7? I wish. I don't think they'd be able to beat Goku though.
Hey, Kate, I heard you started a band.
It's a great band.
Can't we help?
One guy said in a Twitter thing, so I'm checking that right now. It said, I can't play Friday Night Funkin' because my PC is old. You ever thought of lower quality for old PCs? Yeah, we would like to do lower quality option. And even beyond that, there's like a bit of an issue with like how the game loads assets right now that Cam, Ninja Muffin 99 is working to fix. So like, it is actually possible that if you are mentally damaged and use a Chromebook, you might be able to play the game soon. So isn't that exciting? This is really creepy. On like the Milk Can album, Lammy sings the song that like all those weird women sing when they mistake her for being pregnant. So it makes her sound like she wants to have a child, but that's just like, of course, not right. Of course she doesn't. Some guy really wants to know what boyfriend girlfriend's kid would look like. That's Cat. Oh, that's Catty Cat singing that? Oh man, I didn't even realize that. I unluckily can't animate at the moment for the Friday Funkin' Newgrounds Jam, but it's okay if I do one for fun, right? Yeah, of course. Holy fuck, you're still alive. Is this an album you can buy? Yeah, it is. This is like the studio album of Jammer Lammy. Since her band is called Milk Can, the album is called Milk Can, Make It Sweet. And it's fucking good. Smile Less Than 3 donated $1 and said, I just want to know the boyfriend's natural hair color. Is it like blue or something else, please? Yeah, I would say the natural hair color is blue. Even if you doused him with water, it wouldn't stop being blue. Lisa Bun donated $1 and said, I have nothing to say, but I have another dollar. You guys are going crazy. Do you like crows? Crows can be cool, but I don't know if I like them really. Phantom, subscribe to Maximum Golem. Chat, what is Maximum Golem? I don't know what the fuck that is. I love this question. A person named usernameBoy78 wrote, is BF have a dog? That's a good ass question. You know what? I think the boyfriend has a dog, but it lives at the parents' house. So it doesn't, you know, he lets his mom take care of it. What is your opinion on the corrupted versions of the characters? That they're pimp. Would it cost money if it were in consoles? Yeah, it would, but it wouldn't cost a terrible amount. But when there's a full game, it will definitely have an amount of... If you guys have just had fun with 6 weeks such far, the amount of content we're planning for the full game would all blow you away. Imagine if Jeff had a dog and you had to rap battle at LMAO. That would be funny. Please have the dog's name as Parappa. I'm skipping over spoiler questions. Maximum Golem is my epic channel. Aw, you little fucker. Alright, listen. I dearly want to keep streaming and hanging out, but I have to work on week 7. I gotta work on week 7, guys. You know what we're gonna do? We're gonna go on Twitch. We're gonna find somebody playing Friday Night Funkin' and we're gonna make their day.
Life opened it up and had to pull.
Alright, shut up. Alright. There's Leanat Milla and there's Sir Danny Ree. It's a VTuber. Look, somebody donated $5 to them recently.
Oh, I'm gonna get
somebody just donated $1 to me. It's Eliza Bun again. They said last dollar if you're ending the stream. This has been my first and it's super fun. Thanks for being cool. Thanks for joining, Eliza Bun, and thanks for the donations. Alright, we're gonna make this person's day. We're gonna join this person's stream, right? They're gonna freak the fuck out. Normally I forget to do this, but Cam always does this and it's fun as hell. Okay. Alright, wait a minute. How do you do this again? You just type /raid and then their name, right? By Mokuzai. Alright, we're gonna raid the shit out of them. Say we are from the creator? Yeah, you can tell them that. Yeah. It's over for me. I'm gonna go smoke cigarettes, drink coffee, just be me.
I'm good.
Make week 7 from Friday Night Funkin'. I would love to hang out and do more shit, but you know, I just want to make sure that
I don't care. Honestly.
All right, guys.
OMG, it's a raid.
Let's get on. Fight the fire. Come on now.
All right, see you guys. I love all of you dearly. You make me so happy.
That's what I'm talking about. Hold real tight and get ready for a real fight.
Wait, hold on. Give me a second. What the heck? Oh my god! Wait. I was like, yo, imagine. I didn't expect it. Wait, my eyes. Is this real?
This is cool. I always enjoy
I
this.
swear to you guys, I did not expect this.
I'm glad Cam showed me how to do this. This is fun. It's always fun every time. Alright, I love all you guys. Bye bye.